What's going on, everyone? I'm Cheddar Chisel. Welcome back to the channel. And today we've got the next episode in What Nobody Understands about SB19. This time it's Pablo's turn. So I do want to give a few shout outs here into the comments coming off of What Nobody Understands about Ken. We started with Ken. Shouts out to Jesse. Says, "Hey Cheddar, love the series. If you can, please do Josh next. He's latest single, Silent Cries." Um, we're just gonna go ahead and go in order, and I'm gonna do the series before we get into Silent Cries. So don't worry. I will take your advice as to doing Josh What Nobody Understands before we do Silent Cries. So no rush to getting to Silent Cries. I got a massive list, but we're gonna get to it. I appreciate you. Um, Shout out to Tara Ponte here. Says, I'm here to support SB19. They like as my sons and your channel as well. I appreciate you. Thank you for the shout out. Shout out to Ditz here. Says, awesome. Love that you are reacting to each of their life story. Here for your continuous journey to SB19 music. More power to your channel. Till next time. Take care. Take care. You take care as well. And thank you for your kind words. I appreciate that. Um, and shout out to her. It says Pablo next. Ding, 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 ding. You definitely nailed it. It's definitely Pablo. Thank everyone for all their love and support here. This is just really good stuff. Shout out to Juliana here. Says, once again, thank you, Chetta, for always featuring Philippe on your reaction videos. You're welcome. Philippe Stan here in California. Love him so much. Absolutely. Philippe's an amazing artist, and the more that I dive into his stuff, the more of a fan that I become of his. So, just so much support and love. You guys are the best. I love each and every one of you guys. You guys keep me motivated. Shout out to Carmen here. Says, thank you for supporting my Halima Cheddar Chisel. Looking forward for a documentary of the other SB19 members. Kudos to Chuck, a great storyteller and SB19 supporter. Yes, SB19 has a special place in my heart. I love these guys. And yes, shout out to Chuck because he is a great storyteller and he is an amazing SB19 supporter. We are lucky to have Chuck by our side supporting. So thank you all so much. Shout out to Eloy here. Says Eloisa says, "Oh my Cheddar, you just don't know how this video of yours brightened up my day. Ken is my happiness, most especially when you react to his performance in documentaries. I'm so glad that you wrote this and sharing that it brightened up your day. This makes me feel so good that what I'm doing here is connecting with you guys, and so I really do appreciate those type of comments. It really means a lot to me. Shout out to Jane here. Says, thank you for deep diving the story of Ken. Now you know the reason why so many 18 admiring and love him so much. Exactly. And his story and what he's gone through and where he is and what he's doing and what he's still doing now it's an incredible story, and I'm here for it. So he's not fake, and you see what you get. Maybe because he's an introvert, in spite of being famous globally. Um, yeah, and I don't think the introvert thing hurts him. I think if anything, it helps him. He comes in and out of his introvert, and then when he's on stage, he is just explosive. So it's really incredible too. And shout out to Elizabeth here. Says Ken is so humble and kind. I hear this comment all the time, so it must be true, right? Like I hear just how kind he is to people. It's really important to be that way, and I think a lot of us can feel it. Um, a shout out to Bads here. Says he's even more successful now. He's the first member who has a sold out solo concert, not just in the Philippines but to Japan also. He's extraordinary. He really is. He's an all-arounder, risk taker, experimental, and that's one of the many reasons why we appreciate Ken so much is because he's willing to take these risks, explore and try new things, and it's really incredible. And then shouts out to Merle. He's an introvert, a shy boy who barely says a word during interviews, but he is the first to do a solo and build a company. Lots of people underestimate this boy because of his origin and him being an introvert, but behind the shyness lies an intelligent and artistic mind. Yes. Yes, just because we're an introvert, it just means that we don't always share those things all the time. We pick and choose when we want to share them. So, thank you guys for the comments. It really motivates me, and it keeps me in line to where we're headed with things. So I appreciate each and every one of you. But without further ado, it's Pablo's turn. Pablo, let's get it. Let's drop a like on this. I think it's all in English, right?
It's okay to make mistakes.
Yeah.
It
but
is.
Don't.
But don't. Don't repeat them.
Sino pinakamatagal mag-ayos?
Hey.
Let's go!
Wow.
I did unspeakable things talaga.
Unspeakable. Shout out to Chuck. Thank you for creating this.
Everybody would love a taste of Pablo's life, having his own family business and the utmost respect from his co-members and fans. Pablo's
Wow.
life seems perfect, yet the truth is completely different. Not too long ago, he has been put in the shadows even though his role with SB19 is supposed to be significant. There were moments that his work wasn't even acknowledged. He is also seen as a member who has the strongest personality, which most people don't understand. But I'm telling you, Pablo's story is a revelation because it proves otherwise, and you're about to hear it. So sit back and enjoy because it's going.
I'm so happy we're getting into Pablo. He definitely intrigues me so much. I'm so curious to know more about him. I would love to spend time in the studio with him just to see what it's like.
Going to be a heck of a ride.
Yeah.
Gianpaolo Nase was born and raised in Imus, Cavite. He's the second-born
Cavite.
child along with 2 sisters and 2 brothers.
Okay.
Their mom took care of them while their dad provided for them financially from overseas. Pablo grew up as a shy kid who tends to space out, and because of that, he sometimes wandered off of their pack when they were outside. There was a time when their family was in the mall and he suddenly went missing. They panicked for a little bit, only to find him urinating on a plant in the corner. There was also another time when he fell into the canal. Pablo's childhood was never boring because he was surrounded by a loving family.
Yeah.
As a teenager, Pablo was very active in sports. In
got
fact,
a nice
he
smile.
made it to his high school's varsity basketball team playing the point guard position.
Hey.
Behind the scenes, his passion for music got ignited when he found the hip-hop artists like Eminem, Glock 9, G-Dragon, Looney, and NF. This is when he started writing songs in secret as an outlet
I didn't know that that he was inspired by Eminem. That's yeah.
for his emotions. He kept
makes
the
sense.
dream of performing to himself because of his shy attitude. Most families in the Philippines believe that going overseas will set you up for life, and Pablo's family wasn't a stranger to that. He initially took up accountancy in college because the job was
Okay.
in demand abroad.
It really
But
is.
he
Yeah.
immediately regretted it and felt that the course wasn't for him. He loved writing songs and wanted to get better at it, so he decided to shift his course to a Bachelor of Arts in English.
Okay.
This is when he started learning about poetry and different types of literature, which definitely played a big role in the future.
Yeah.
In his senior year,
Started going down
his
the rabbit
younger
hole.
siblings started going to college as well, and their family's income was no longer enough to keep them all in school. So
Right,
he
right.
started working as a call center agent at night while studying in the morning.
Okay.
He worked a full 9-hour shift and also full-time in school. Honestly, I
Ooh,
couldn't imagine
that's a
how
lot.
he survived all that, but he did.
He's a
He got his
workhorse.
bachelor's
He's a
degree
beast.
in English, and according to some sources,
Beast mode.
if only he wasn't a shifter, he would have graduated cum laude. He's a smart dude for sure and also a responsible one. He was so responsible that after graduating, he immediately went to work as a data analyst for a real estate company to help
Okay.
provide for his family. It was a stressful job, but he was able to cope by watching his favorite K-dramas. From then on, everything was smooth sailing until the big what if started bothering him. Deep inside, he had this unfinished business of making music.
Yeah.
So one day, he decided to follow his passion while keeping his full-time job.
Okay.
He started joining rap battles and competitions as a
Hey,
soloist.
rap
He
battles. Let's
initially
go.
wanted to use Seismic as a screen name, which has a double entendre for seismic. But he never managed to share it because he is a shy dude, so he always ended up telling his real name instead. To this day, that screen name remained to be in Pablo's username on his social media accounts. If you want to know more about the meaning of it, check out the video I made about it. Link in the description. You can also join the highest tier membership if you want to support me and also be credited as one of the executive producers. Going back, Pablo kept competing despite not winning until one fateful night when Miss Hongganda of ShowBT found him in a contest. She offered to train him as a solo artist but ended up becoming the leader of the boy group that would end up rewriting Filipino music history. They underwent a Korean training style that is notorious for pushing trainees to their absolute limits.
Yeah, it's
Pablo
brutal.
reached a point that it became too difficult for him that he had to choose between his job and the training. Realizing that he was only half step in, he decided to go all in by quitting his job.
Hey, let's
he
go,
told
boy.
his mom about it, and as expected, his decision was questioned.
Yeah.
But she didn't stop him from chasing his dreams. With his job gone comes no income. Life became so hard for Pablo that he had to skip meals and sleep in their camp just to extend his remaining money for commuting back home every few days because his home was miles away. In order to survive, he performed in different Korean events with his group called PHP, which was also composed of other ShowBT trainees. This went on for 3 years. Fast forward to 2018, SB19 was formed and they debuted with a song called Tila Luha, which was written by none other than Pablo. This was the song that was supposed to capture the hearts of the Filipino people, but sadly, barely anyone cared about it. The same thing happened to their second single, Go Up. This was supposed to be the time when he could tell his parents that he has finally made it, but instead, it became the reason why he started to question himself. This was a major blow to his confidence, so he shut himself off from the public and did some quote-unquote unspeakable things. If it wasn't for George and Pablo's faith in God, he wouldn't be here today. This was also around the time when he wrote the song La Luna, which exactly described the situation he was in. It's so
Yes,
wild
yes,
knowing
yes.
that his
When I was reacting to La Luna, that's a lot of people were speaking on this situation, and now it's starting to make more sense to me. Okay.
recent
Okay.
song actually came from several years back, and there's no telling how many he's already done because he describes himself as someone who always writes music. When the Go Up dance practice video was uploaded, their popularity snowballed. A follow-up song was released called Alab, which was also written by him, but the fans noticed that something was wrong. Pablo's name was nowhere to be found in the credits, and when the movie Game Boys was released, SB19's Hanggang sa Huli was the original soundtrack, and it happened again. Twitter fans went ballistic, and there was even a movement that encouraged everyone to mass email ShowBT just to give him the credit he deserved. Thankfully, it was heard. If it wasn't for AT, maybe Pablo wouldn't have gotten the music royalties he has now.
Okay.
So what exactly is it that people don't understand about Pablo? Most people would say it's his sassy attitude, but I beg to disagree. We learned in his story that he's arguably the most introverted person in this group, and Stel perfectly described it in this clip.
Nung una, ang weird niya po, nagsasalita
Yeah,
mag-isa,
this is
parang
good.
Bigla na lang siya nagagano. Sa isang tabi po, nakatayo siya sa gilid. Tapos may training kami, tapos biglang gagano. Tapos biglang gagano siya. Gagano po siya sa gilid. Sabi ko, anong ginagawa na? Nagre-ritual ba to sa gilid?
Some kind of
fans and
ritual.
even him also think that he's the worst dancer among them, but his
pretty
co-members
good.
think otherwise.
I'm really bad at memorizing steps. Yeah, I'm really, really bad. So
But
I
you're a good
take
dancer.
extra time.
But you're a good
practicing.
dancer.
Really?
Yeah.
He doesn't even
Li-
tell us that he can back.
Leave it to Stel to keep him boosted. Yes.
He's also a gamer. He even used his favorite video game character as an inspiration for one of his songs. Talk about a game changer. Most people think he's a
Game
poet,
changer.
but he
Yeah, I
described
see what you
himself
did there.
more as a bard who tells his stories through
A
his
bard.
music.
Yeah.
Music that transcends generations and is backed up
Yo, Chuck got bars, man. Chuck's barring out over here.
by recognition.
The winner of this season of the Juki Music Awards is Pablo. Congratulations.
The winner of the Composer of the Year award goes to
Pablo.
Nasir. Congratulations.
He can sing, he can rap, He can shoot, he can pop, he can play, he can snap, he can flip, and he can't stop. Pablo's mind is a race, and he's always 5 steps ahead of us. He does what he does because he strives for perfection, which brings us to the most misunderstood thing about him, his reputation as a genius. Sometimes it makes me wonder, why does Pablo keep on asking this question?
Why us? Why are we here right now?
The answer for me is the lesson I learned from his story. I learned that the person performs better when there's no safety net. He had no plan B. Pablo gave up everything and decided to go all in by focusing on getting better at his craft. He believed that failing to prepare is preparing to fail. So he made the world his library to become the best version of himself and became.
And this is great, right? This is, I've heard a lot of famous people and people that are successful. They said it's one thing to be talented or skilled. It's another thing to become obsessed, right? Like, and Pablo is probably one of those people who's obsessed with his work. He probably can do it for countless hours, and creating, writing, collaborating, working with the SB19 crew amongst others, his brother Josue, and he's probably one of those guys who he utilizes what he sees and hears and his experiences in life, and he's able to take those memories and those thoughts and put them into words. And not a lot of people can do that. It takes a special skill set to be able to take your experiences and put them into words that the rest of the world, it can translate to the world, and people are like, wow, I get it. I've been there. I totally relate to this. I totally feel what this guy is saying, his message. So it's special. It's special. And the fact that he put so much time, and like Chuck just said, there's no plan B. It's all in. He is 100% obsessed with this, and that's probably why he comes off as so weird, is because he probably like I said it in one of my reactions. Pablo really lives this life. This is everything he does in life. He probably takes parts of it and puts it into his music. The world is his toolbox, and he can grab any one of those tools anytime he wants, and he applies it to his music life.
The guy who worked while others slept. The
Yeah,
guy
yeah,
who learned while others partied.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
guy
yeah,
who
yeah.
led while others followed.
Yeah.
The guy who lived like others only dreamed of.
Yeah, and that's another thing too, is we have 24 hours in a day, right? And if you think about it, like he said, there's people that are taking time to party. There's people that are taking time to extra time to sleep or watch TV or things like that, right? Pablo probably takes a huge chunk of every single day into his work. And that's what's going to give him the edge above other people, is this man is putting in the work.
A leader has the capacity to translate vision into reality. And that's the answer to Pablo's why.
That was good, Chuck. That was good, Chuck. I want to give a shout out to Casual Chuck. He uses some really good words to translate the message of these guys, and it's coming through clear to me. And I want to thank everybody that's been requesting this, and shout out to Gilbert. He's the one that's Patreon member. He's the one that's having me do this series. So thank you, Gilbert. Appreciate you. But if you guys like this video, go ahead and drop a like, comment down below. I read every single one of y'all's comments, and I love reading them. Subscribers, we're at 13.2K today, moving on up. So I appreciate everybody's support. Thank you so much. Patreon members, without you, this isn't even possible. You guys are the best, keeping me real busy. If you want to support me, Patreon is the best way to do that. I got a ton of exclusive content, and you get access to the Patreon member request community chat. You just drop what you want me to react to in there, and I'll put it on the list, and I will do it. So, um, but yeah, guys, I'm on to the next one. Each and every one of you, I love you. Keep fighting.